Down one, a minute and 15 seconds left to go. The Cleveland Browns get the ball with a chance to win the game. 2 timeouts in their pocket. The Cleveland Browns offense, the first quarter, the second quarter, the third quarter, 13 minutes and 30 seconds in the fourth quarter looked absolutely inept. They couldn't run the ball. They couldn't pass the ball. They couldn't run block. They couldn't pass block. They couldn't do anything correct. Myles Garret breaks the sack record, and with the game on the line, the Cleveland Browns and Shedeur Sanders march down the field and kick a game-winning field goal. Cleveland Browns beat the Cincinnati Bengals 20-18. Make no mistake about it, folks. They won this game because of that Cleveland Browns defense, forcing 2 turnovers from the Bengals, rushing Joe Burrow, forcing Joe Burrow to scramble. That Cleveland Browns defense, a scoop and score, did everything that they needed to do to win the game. And the offense finally did something right the last minute and a half of that game. This is Shedeur Sanders' clutch throw to Jerry Jeudy to get inside field goal range for them to seal the deal.
Jeudy are up top.
Sanders in the pocket. Sanders to his left. Has Jeudy. He hung on. And I know that's a storyline.
Jerry Jeudy, who's been dropping balls left and right, 10 drops on the season, actually comes up with a big catch right over here. And I want to give Kevin Stefanski credit. He played this last drive masterfully. He held on to his 2 timeouts until when he actually needed them. There was a case where I believe it was right before this play, they needed to get a good playoff. They needed to get the right playoff. Kevin Stefanski said, you know what? I'm not going to call a timeout. I'm going to call the play. We're going to continue our first down, and we're going to have 2 timeouts in our back pocket as we continue to get into better field goal range. And that's exactly what the Cleveland Browns did. This wasn't a great game for Shedeur Sanders. This was not a great game for Shedeur Sanders, but on this final drive, he made the plays that he needed to make. He made the throws that he needed to throw. He took a bad sack early on in this drive, but eventually they ended up getting things going. But make no mistake, the story of this game was the Cleveland Browns defense forcing 2 turnovers from the Cincinnati Bengals. Like I said, you have the scoop and score. You got Joe Burrow throwing an interception. Myles Garret hunting for that sack and eventually got that sack. This is the record-breaking sack from Myles Garret.
First down. Burrow, he's under pressure. He's sacked. And there it is, a record that has stood nearly a quarter of a century has a new leader as 30-year-old Myles Garret records his NFL record 23rd sack of the year.
And just so you know, the touchdown, the interception that Joe Burrow threw, that was a pick 6 as well. 97 yards to the house. So they got a scoop and score off the fumble, and they got a pick 6. Cleveland Browns defense put in some serious work today. Myles Garret being the #1 story, breaking the record.
Mine is inevitable. It's been inevitable for him this season. Utter dominance. We're in post-Aaron Donald era football, and Myles Garrett's the best defensive player in football. He separated himself this year. I think the entire crowd is on their feet because you know how hard of a feat that is. And he breaks a record that's been standing for 20-plus years.
Amazing. And just see the
mine is inevitable. It's been inevitable for him.
They're actually chatting Myles Garret from the sidelines. Here we go. 618 pass plays, 22.5 sacks. 567 pass plays, 22.5 sacks. 437 pass plays. Myles Garret gets to the quarterback. And of course, stating the obvious, if he had a 16-game schedule, he would not have beaten it. I would be lying if I said that thought didn't cross my mind either. I got to be honest. That thought did cross my mind. He needed an extra game, but it is what it is. We're going to have to start calling it the 17-game era. That's what it is. We had the good old days. We had the 2000s, the modern era, and now we have the 17-game era. Myles Garret the all-time sack leader. His parents in the crowd celebrating as well.
And if you don't think this is how his teammates feel about him, they're carrying him on the sidelines. That is a massive human that they're carrying. And if you
Now, this is a guy that sometime through the trade deadline, there rumors are teams going to go and try to trade for this guy? Are they going to go send 2, 3 first-round picks over to the Cleveland Browns to try to get Myles Garrett to help make the run? I saw people float out the idea of the Philadelphia Eagles maybe going out and get Myles Garrett. But Myles Garrett got paid, did a little bit of complaining after getting paid, let's be honest. But he broke the record, and he will go down in history for sure, a Hall of Famer. This cements it. If there are any doubts, any questions, this cements Myles Garrett will for sure be in Canton one day. The Cleveland Browns defense put in work last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers. They put in work this week against Joe Burrow, back-to-back week. Aaron Rodgers 1 week, Joe Burrow the next. The Cleveland Bengals, Joe Burrow was playing. Jamar Chase was playing. So they weren't going up against scrubs now. And then I saw Skip Bayless, talk about Shedeur playing with the third-string guys. Well, Jerry Jeudy's not a third-string guy, last time I checked. So it is what it is. Cleveland Browns beat the Cincinnati Bengals. Go out on a 2-game winning streak. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think about Myles Garrett breaking the sack record? 16 games, 17 games. Are we jaded? Are we not jaded? Let me know your thoughts below. See you later. Peace.